and welcome to this week's tutorial. This week I'm going to be doing a wire wrapping part 2. So we're going to be teaching how to do decorative outline wire wrapping. So that's wire wrapping where you don't have a loop on either end. It's just a full completed shape around whatever pieces that you're using. And it's a solder-free technique. So what you're going to need for today are some clay pieces that are baked and sanded, but not resined. You're going to need some wire. I like to use 20 gauge wire, and this is sterling silver. Then we have some different types of pliers. So I have a flat nose plier, a needle nose plier, and some wire cutters. Then we're going to need some toothpicks to apply our resin, a silicone mat to put them under our UV light. This is the brand of resin I like to use, and a lighter just to get any bubbles out of the resin. So let's get started. So you're going to start by taking a clipping of wire. Some people have this measured down to a science. I do not. And you want to make sure you take a good section out because you're going to wrap this twice. You can do it once, but I just find if you're doing a solder-free wire wrap, it looks better if it goes around twice instead of just one time. So basically you're going to start at an edge if you can. This is a rounded shape, so I'm starting kind of at this corner, and then you're just going to take the wire and wrap it around as tightly as you can. We want to keep the wire from overlapping with the other, so there's going to be 2 rows. So I'm just using my fingers just to kind of get the general shape, and then I will use the table to really get it solid after. So we want the overlap to go, well, we want the 2 rows to line up so that they're right next to each other. This just makes it sort of as seamless as possible. You'll see what I mean? So we don't want our piece to end over here. So now before I cut this, I'm just going to use the table and press it in just to make sure it's nice and flush, especially on the section where the 2 wires are. I want to get those as flush as I can to the stone, just so nothing is sticking out. And then once you have that nice and solid, as tight as you can get it, you're going to go in with your wire cutters again. And we're just going to cut them so that they line up as close as they can together. So the final piece will end up looking something like this. So it ends up being pretty seamless. Like, you can definitely see it on the side, but it's a nice sort of detail that you can add to your pieces. So that's one technique, and I'll show you how to finish this with resin in a minute. The other technique I want to show you is how to create chain wire looping. So this type of wire wrapping does involve a loop, but it's about how to attach pieces together in a way so that they're not going to come apart. So let me show you what I mean. So again, we're going to start with a piece of our wire. And in this case, this is my bottom piece. So I'm only going to have a loop at the top. So I'm going to start at the bottom, just put in the piece in there about halfway through the wire, and then I'm going to just bend it up. This technique does not double wrap, it only goes around a single time. So this is always the most finicky part. Getting it snug in there Perfect. Then I'm gonna go in with my flat nose pliers, which are these ones, and I'm just going to take it and bend this piece a bit so that it's straight, like that. And then we take this one and we're just gonna wrap it around. This is just the starting piece. This technique is the same as the one I showed in my first wire wrapping tutorial. So you can wrap it around as many times as you want. I tend to like to do it twice, so you have something that looks like that. And then I just go in with my wire cutters and cut off the back. To stop any piece from sticking out, I go back in with my flat nose and I just squeeze it a little bit around the edges like that, so that nothing is going to be sticking out and pointy. So you should have a piece that's something like this. And I'm gonna go back in with these and kind of bend this piece out a little bit. That's just gonna make sure that the loop is nicely centered. For this first piece, I do not need this much extra wire, so I'm gonna go and cut off probably a little bit more. Okay. And then we're gonna go in with our needle nose and grab it just at the very end and roll it into a loop. So it lines up like that. Okay, so that's just our starting piece. Now, to do the chain looping, basically what that means is that this piece is going to loop through here and then have an outline and then have a loop at the top. So it's going to be a continuous loop chain. So because of that, we need the loop on this one to be facing a different direction than this one. So here's how we do that. Okay, so after you've cut your piece of wire, I find the first loop it's easiest if you just go through this piece so that it's on here like this, and then we're just going to find the halfway point and we're going to create a bend in the wire. Kind of like that. Then we're going to bend it till there's a crossover, and then you can make your loop as big or as small as you want. I'm going to make it a bit smaller than this. Yeah, kind of like that. So that's kind of size. Can we see that? There, kind of like that. But now I want the detail to match this one, how I have the one loop. So I'm going to do the same thing here, but to keep this loop from changing sizes, I'm just going to use my flat nose pliers to grab it as best I can, just like that. And then you're just going to take 1/2 and wrap it around like that. Now we need to straighten it out a little bit so that we can fit our piece in here. So this side is ready to go. This side we probably need to angle a little bit. So you just use your flat nose pliers to kind of manipulate the wire until they're in the right sort of position to put your piece into. So now we're just going to use the same technique where we wrap our piece into the slot that we've made. Oops, I'm just going to bend this wire out a bit. Straight. If you need to straighten your wires, I kind of find it works well just to pinch them and pull out like this. So if you see me doing that a lot, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to slot this in here, and I'm going to get it nicely wrapped around. This is just a way to sort of connect pieces together without having to drill holes. This other technique, if I was going to join these together, I will have to drill holes, which, like, it's fine. It's just a matter of preference and the style that you're kind of going for. So once you have it nice and tight, then it's the same process at the top where you just take it We're going to use our needle nose pliers to straighten it out. To straighten out the one piece like this. And then we're going to wrap this one. Same amount of times as we have on the other pieces so that it's all nice and uniform. I'm going to go in with these just to straighten out my loop at the bottom here. Basically, it results in you having two pieces connected like this, sort of cool dangle effect. And then the top up here, I'm just going to loop up using these again. Gonna trim it down a little bit because I don't need that much wire. Use my flat nose just to angle it out like that, and then go back in with my needle nose and turn it into a nice loop. So we have something like this. Now the last technique I'm going to show is how to connect multiple pieces together using this technique. So it's basically how to take a wire outline and put it and weave it between these pieces so they're all together, but there's no loops to attach any of them. So you need quite a bit of wire to do this, just because you're going to be double wrapping a lot of these pieces. So I would start with more. I'm going to go with about sort of this size. Then you want to lay out your pieces in the order that you're going to be attaching them together. So I think I'm going to do mine like that. This does work better with smaller pieces than bigger pieces. I mean, you can do it with bigger pieces, you just need a lot more wire. So we're going to start at the edge piece and work our way around. So you have to be very aware of where you want the end to be. So I don't want the end to be on the inside, I want it to be on the outside here. So what I'm going to do is, starting pretty close to the end, I'm just going to make an edge. And then I'm going to put my piece in and I'm going to do an outline wrap. So I'm just going to go around the piece like this. And I want to keep the edge piece in the back so that we don't see it as much. So we're going to wrap it until it would join with the next piece. Then we put the next piece in. This is where it gets tricky. The pieces probably will pop out as you're doing this, but that's okay. That's what the resin is here for. So then you add the next piece. Oops, I'm gonna flip it around this way, it'll be easier. At the angle you want, and then you continue the wire wrapping around that piece. It's okay if your other piece falls out, as long as the shape doesn't really change. You're good. So I'm just manipulating the wire so that it's as tight to this piece as I can. And then I'm going to continue, put the third piece in position and do the same thing. Wrap it around as tight as I can get it. Oops. Go, and then I'm just going to go and take my wire cutters. Oops. I'm going to cut the excess off. That went flying. And then you can just sort of slot your pieces back in to their spots and just make sure everything is really snug and fitting nicely in there. So they should be able to stay in pretty well without falling out at this point. But if they do fall out a little bit, just give some little pinches to the wires just to make sure it's nice and tight to the shape. And that's how you do that technique. So I'm going to take out my silicone mat here, and I'm just going to put all of the pieces on here. Like this. The reason I like using this mat is because the little hexagons that are here, when you put resin on, if it spills over, it will just spill into these, and it's really easy just to bend it and have it pop right out. Versus if you use a flat surface, the pieces can get stuck to there, and it can get very difficult to get them off. So what we're gonna do is take our resin and add a dab of it to each piece, just like this. Now the resin, I mean, obviously it adds a cool shine to all of your pieces, but what it's also going to do is help bond it to the wire. Since this wire is purely decorative, it's not structural, the pieces will fall out without this. So once you have all your pieces, you're going to use your toothpicks. I use one to hold the piece in position and one to spread it. And we want to spread it right to the edge of the wire so that it's touching it. This is going to be what bonds the pieces to the wire that we've applied. Now, if you have any gaps between the piece and the wire, don't bring the resin there. That can happen in wire wrapping like this, just if you can't get it quite tight enough. Don't bring the resin there, because then it's just going to fall through and it's going to create some spillage on the other side of your piece. So we just want to go far enough so that it touches, but not so far that it's going to spill over. So see what I mean? I have a hole up here, so I'm not going to bring the resin there. I'm just going to bring it to the other edges. Now with this piece, we don't want the resin to just be one big glob that goes over the whole thing. We still do want it to be distinct to the individual pieces. So we try not to have these three sections of resin join each other. And when doing wire work like this, I always tend to find there's usually one side of the piece, like the front or the back, that's more flush to the wire. So don't worry if you apply something, you're like, oh, it's not touching the wire anywhere. That's why we do the front and the back, just to make sure it's extra secure. Okay, oops. Then before we put it under the UV light, we're just gonna go in with our lighter and do a quick swipe. This just gets rid of any bubbles that the resin might have created. So now I'm going to put this under my UV light from anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes, just until it's not tacky to the touch anymore. And then we'll flip it over and do the other side, and I'll come back and show you what the final result looks like. So here's a look at some of the final pieces. I decided to actually finish them off fully so you could see what they could become. I turned this one into a beautiful necklace, which I might have to keep for myself. And with these, I made these gorgeous ocean studs. Look at them when they hit the light. That color is so dreamy. And then with this last one, I actually ended up adding another chain link to it. And I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. I might make it into like a necklace or something like that. So those are the results from this week's tutorial. I hope you learned a lot. Stick around, because next week we're going to be diving into another brand new technique. And as always, if there's anything that you want to see, just drop it in the comments below. Okay, thanks. Bye.